Greetings, peace and blessings to you, your family, and loved ones. My name is Nana Bakine, and this is Nana's commentary on things from A to Z. I'm going to weigh in on this whole fake news BS that's spreading all over the place. I wasn't going to talk about it. I said, "Oh, that's a nice article. Oh, yeah, that's interesting." But then Obama weighed in on it, and now I have to say something about it. This guy. We are being hoodwinked again with this proposition that we need Big Brother to censor fake news. No, we don't need our own discernment. No, we don't need our own ability to sort through and sift through the BS. No, we are not mature enough or able to critically think for ourselves. And we can't do that. We need to have it done for us. So, under the guise of protecting democracy, whose greatest tenet is freedom of speech, let's start sorting through the fake news. Shut them down, censor them on social media, and decide for the ignorant masses what they need to or do not need to know, read, or discern. Facebook, you fail at doing this for the masses. And Twitter, you are so awful. We need to tell you what to keep out of your feeds. And forget about YouTube. How come you haven't shut down those channels? Oh, we won't look at the color revolutions that took place because of social media. No, don't look at that. In fact, when they happened, we were cheering and jumping up and down about how wonderful that was. We were able to use social media to get the word out in a moment's notice. People on the streets en masse like never before. So social media was the bomb back then. And when we were able to get the word out on social media about the never-ending threats posed by ISIS and their fake beheadings, we were very confident that the viewing public would be certain that what they were seeing was true, without a doubt. Let's go all the way back to Bin Laden videos while we're at it. Or how about the 9/11 CGI? Now that news was real. And we were able to go to war on it and kill millions of people. It fit directly into our agenda. I'm not talking about that news. I'm not talking about the news that accused Assad of gassing his own people and the picture of the dead bodies that turned out to be fake news. No, I'm not talking about that. No, it doesn't apply when a government is behind the propaganda. It's just when the alt-right and the alt-left do not parrot the party line. That's when we need to determine which one of these characters are faking it till they make it. Now, Hillary started this ball rolling when she spoke out against InfoWars and Breitbart. The major networks did their story so well that when Donald won, they were shocked. So who faked those polls? Who faked those news stories? Certainly not alternative media. In fact, it was there. Wait a minute. In fact, it was those folks. It was those people. It was their outlets that we could get the real news. These people are always coming up with some way to counter a movement when it's not in their favor. But will surely feel really happy about a movement that is in their favor. The majority of folks out here, especially here in America, barely read any other news except what comes from mainstream. They believe the lies the mainstream tells them that is blasted at them through their televisions. If you mention to them something that was not on television, a counter perspective, or simply a different one, they look at you like you got two heads. They dismiss you as a kook or a conspiracy theorist. So, this is an attack on democracy? Yeah, this is really censorship. This is a big fat lie to say that social media is an attack on democracy. To say freedom of speech needs to be monitored and by whom, may I ask? Will the government get the think tank together to determine who's fake and who's not? And according to what criteria? The more things change, the more they stay the same. Stephen Ledman says in his article, and I quote, "What's going on? Both internet companies claim they're changing their advertising policies to counter misinformation, indicating they'll monitor content to assure it. Is censorship intended instead? Will reliable information sources channeling the official narrative be targeted? Will other similar online companies operate the same way? Is net neutrality threatened? Is online freedom and openness at risk? Content available without restrictions, limitations, or discrimination? A level playing field for everyone? The essence of democratic free expression?" A pre-election article discussed covert support of Hillary. It searches rigged for her, a way to sway undecided voters to choose her over Trump while suppressing negative search terms about her. He goes on. Media scoundrels, Google, Facebook, and similar online operations and powerful tools for what power brokers want disseminated, restricting or blocking content they want suppressed. Speech, press, and academic freedoms are vital elements of a free society. Without them, all other rights are endangered. I will continue with my rant. We, the poor sheeple, who read newspapers, watch television, and get our news from social media may be in peril when it comes to being able to determine what is really good in our world, what is really going on in our world. I guess they see how easily we can be led astray. In fact, haven't they done it more times than we can even count? The history of this country is overpopulated with propaganda to support an agenda. Let's just start with the profusion of false flags. However, what they did not expect was that outlets like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and Google, which they thought they could manage by infiltrating them with CIA agents, has gotten off the ground running faster and faster and faster than the speed of light, and too fast for them to keep up with. So now we need to crack down on them more and more because democracy is now in peril. And if this was ever a democracy anyway, as if it was ever a democracy anyway. Now, how many times have folks been censored or demonized because they offered an alternative perspective to what the MSM, mainstream media, has given us? Raise your hand. How many? How often has policies, laws, and codes been instituted based on what was given to us by the mainstream media? How many times did they wag the dog and make a point and affect public sentiment? Not the so-called fake news outlets, but the so-called real news, the mainstream media. there's the culprit. They need to be censored or monitored for truth telling, or shall I say, fake news. Now, social media has become a runaway locomotive, and it is not doing what they initially thought it would do. They had plans. They were going to use it to control the world. Now it is allowing folks to fact check, to research, to look deeper into the narrative that is being given by mainstream media. Now it's a threat. Ironically, these outlets have been censoring content since before he felt threatened by him, he being Obama. They have also been moving content around so that it could be viewed under circumstances that would get the most traction. People have resorted to the blogosphere in order to get the news out due to the already entrenched censorship. How many times did you just go to Facebook and see Hillary during the campaign? I don't think I hardly ever saw a Donald Trump advertisement pop up on Facebook. So what are we looking at here? YouTube is creating a rewards program to encourage folks to become flaggers of content. And these flaggers can get your channel shut down. Facebook is dropping folks into what we call a Facebook jail. And not only that, they're giving police access to the ability to shut down your live stream. So when they were recording Castile being shot, they wanted to shut that down. And then other times when individuals record the police live streaming on Facebook, Facebook brought out the live stream. Yay, we can live stream. Yay, we can live stream. Long as we live streaming stupid parties and we're live streaming some dumb face or something, that doesn't affect anything on a real level. Oh, we can live stream that all day long. I'm jumping up and down. I'm turning around in circles. I'm having a good time, but any real news like police brutality, oh, no. Give the police access to shut that down. And let's not even talk about Twitter. There's been so many complaints about how people are putting stuff into the Twitter feed and it's not showing up. So it's already going on. So what are you doing, Barack Obama? You're sanctioning it? Is this what you're doing? Are you getting us ready for the big hammer to come down on fake news? Alternative news is fake. Good luck with that. There's a lot of junk out there. So good luck with that, okay? I don't know what you're going to use to monitor all the junk that's out there. So in the final now, forget about the BS around democracy or fake news threatening it. Forget that. That's BS. Fake news is more coming from mainstream media than anywhere else. So you want to shut them down? Shut them down. Okay? We always have to have a boogeyman. So now ISIS, the new ISIS, because we don't hear much about ISIS much, not anymore. So the new ISIS is the fake news, the alt-right and the alt-left. Thank you, Hillary, for doing such a great job of getting the mainstream media to look like asses, because they really got it wrong. Thanks, Hillary. You thought you had it going on. I really hadn't intended on ranting on this one, but hypocrisy really gets me hyped. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Peace and blessings to you, your family, and loved ones.